Hi everyone, my name is Seun Akinlua. I like to talk about different aspects of life. I like to talk about migration and any other aspect of life that appeals to me or to anyone around me. So today I'll be talking about migration and basically I'll just be talking about are you under pressure to migrate? This sounds like a very heavy word because even if you look at migration itself, it's a very crucial, life step. And I've jotted down a few things so that I won't miss any point I really want to raise this day. So migration is a tough and a crucial decision that entails praying and planning. Sometimes, people say, oh, they've heard, words of prophecies that says, yes, God wants them to migrate. God wants them to move to other places. Yes, fine. But then, sometimes I ask people, okay, when exactly is the time? Is it now? Is God saying it must be now? And then also, even at that, even if you've heard words of prophecies regarding you migrating, have you counted the cost? And the reason why I'm saying this is because, a lot of people, just because they have the resources, some not because they have the resources really, but because their minds are made up, things are not too good for them, and they just feel the next move is just to migrate because where they are, the current, location won't do them good, or things are not going well with the current, place where they're living. And so because of that, they decide to just migrate without counting the cost. And I'll just say that, like I said, I'll be, reading some few things just so that I get to say the things I really want to say and so that I don't miss any point. So if you see me changing my eyes, looking down and looking up, that's the reason. Okay. So before you migrate, it's important that you count the cost. Know where you're going to, know how to adapt. I know sometimes it's until we get to the particular place we are going to before we understand the adaptation process. But sometimes we can, by reading, by listening, we can get some knowledge about where we are going to by asking questions. Also, do you know the culture of the place you are going to? And if you are married and you have children, then it's more of a big issue because if you don't plan well, you'll be dragging innocent people into errors, and that can have indelible prints on their lives. And the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 28 says, "For which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it?" Like Jesus was just saying, oh, which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it. So I'll just use this, as it relates to, migration. If you look at it, if you just decide to just make a big move, migration is a big move, without planning, without sitting down to navigate some issues, to learn about some things, may not be that easy. Yes, even when you have the right information, it's not like everything will be easy at the beginning. Things may be easy, yeah, that's fine, yes, but I'm just talking generally. The fact that some people don't go through problem doesn't mean it's the same with other people. So I'm just overgeneralizing, and yeah, and because I just want to bring out some points. And this is how you will know if you are under pressure. If you're not willing to listen to both encouragers and discouragers, then you are under pressure. If you're just bent on, going your own way, not asking questions, or you just feel, oh, I have the money, I've saved up so much, and then I can just, and you feel you can just move, that's not the way to approach life. So if you're just willing, to settle for anything other than the best, then you're under pressure. For example, if you're working in big companies, or maybe places, government offices like CBN, or let's say oil company, you have so much money in your savings account, and because of that you feel, yes, you have that money and then you can migrate. It's not just as easy as you think. It's not just about the money that you have, but you have to think on the long run about your own fulfillment, especially, like I said, when children are involved, families are involved. This can be very, very tough. Making a rash decision can be very tough. So if you're just, looking at your status, you just think, yes, you can just, travel, and you don't care about, what others are saying. You don't care about what people think. You don't care about, then you just make your move. Then you are under pressure. You need to sit down. Think about, your children. Think about your family. If you are single, think about your career development on the long run as well. Think about what you tend to achieve in the next 5 years and the next 10 years. How would your life be? Yeah. So, and also, how do you know you're under pressure? Let me just use, for instance, for example, let's say somewhere is a doctor, and you have better options of writing exams, just so that when you migrate, things can be at least a bit easier for you compared to other people. And then you decide to throw all the advice, you think you know better, then you are under pressure. Yeah, so let me just use this for instance. For example, you're a doctor and you could write exam, but you just feel, I don't want to wait for this exam to take too long. I'd rather go immediately, so that when I get there, I will sort out things. Things may not be as easy as you think. And that's why you need, to sit down and count the cost. Think about the consequences of your actions, of that rash move, of, not finishing what you have started, especially when you are quarter to, let me not use quarter to, especially when you're almost finishing. Sometimes I say that people, leave at, maybe they're at the end of their residency. It's just, let's say, 2 months that is remaining, 4 months that is remaining, 5 months, let's say 1 year. And people just say, oh, they are done, they are going. No, you just need to sometimes, sit down, finish what you are doing. I remember having a conversation with someone, and the person said, well, if God leads, if God leads him, he will make the move at any time. And I paused, I sat down. No, I didn't sit down. I was in the kitchen, and I stood and I said, God, don't let me stop what you have started. If you've committed something into my hands, don't let me get it half done. Don't let me, just throw everything away and say, yes, I'm leaving this one. This is the best. Yeah, it has worked for people because they know what they want. They know what they don't want. Yeah, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just generalizing as it applies to a lot of people. So that's why I'm talking like this. So it's always better to finish what one has started, most especially when one is almost finishing. If you leave everything, that means, and most especially when you're almost finishing, a few months to finish, then you're under pressure. And when people act under pressure, they don't make the best of the decisions. Yeah, and they tend to fall into errors. I don't want this video to be too long, but then I will talk about other things as in the following videos, or in other videos. I'll talk about, have you counted the cost? Then I'll talk about some of the difficulties people encounter. Yes. So it's not, this video does not aim to discourage or encourage anybody to migrate. It just the purpose is just to deliver information into the hands of many people as are willing to hear, or that might just come across the video. That's the purpose, no any ulterior motive. I hope you've been, blessed by this short talk. I hope to do as many videos regarding migration. Thank you so much for your time. I am very grateful. Thank you. Thank you for listening and watching. Bye. Thank you.